Hello everyone, it's Evelyn. Welcome. I'm so excited you're here, and I have a very exciting review for you today because the first of my 3 princesses has arrived. I got all 3 American Girl Disney princesses, and Tiana was the very first one I purchased. So today we are going to be unboxing her, reviewing her, taking her hair down. We're going to be comparing her to other dolls in my collection, and then I'm going to unbox and review her work dress. As a bonus, I also have included footage of me updating her lip paint. I just gave them a little bit more color, so that's going to be at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and get this girl open and talk about her because she is so gorgeous. So as soon as they released Tiana, I knew that she had to come home with me. This is my favorite Disney princess. Not only does she start out from humble beginnings, she also has a bit of a slow burn love story with her prince. You know, they start off kind of bickering and fighting and then eventually end up falling for each other. I just think it's so fun and original. I love that she's a cook. I also love food and love to cook, so, you know, I can relate to that. I'm definitely not as good as Tiana, but, you know, I try. So yes. And then another exciting thing about this doll is that she has a brand new skin tone, and we're going to be taking a look at that and looking at some comparisons. But one thing that I do want to go ahead and mention right off the bat is that I'm seeing a lot of things online saying that she's orange, and she most certainly is not. She definitely is very warm toned, very unique skin tone, but she's not orange. A lot of phone cameras specifically are picking up those orange undertones and amplifying them for the shots. I was having that problem while trying to get this footage. I basically was filming, and then all of a sudden my camera would like brighten her face and make her look, I think somebody said she looked jaundiced, because she did. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that a lot of these phone cameras are very much distorting her skin tone, and in person it does not come across as orange as it looks in photos. So that aside, taking her out of the box, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I really love the way her outfit looks. I don't like the way it feels. More on that in a moment. Her shoes do come attached to the box instead of on her feet. I wasn't sure if that was because of possible staining issues or if maybe it's just because it's a bit of a heel and they wouldn't really fit in the box. Here she is out of the box. She has the Claudie face mold and is the second doll to possess this mold. She has light brown eyes, first used on Tenny and now only available in the CYO generator. She has a new unique skin tone, which as of recording this video has not been numbered or described on American Girl's website. Hopefully they release that information soon. Y'all know I did my skin tone video and now it's completely out of date, but that's okay. She has some pin curls on her hairline, and her hair comes styled in this bun, secured with a clear hair elastic. It's not sewn into her hair like Cinderella's is, and then it has a hairnet to keep all of the curls tidy. She's got on this green dress from the movie, and it is very cute. My daughter really loved this. It's definitely going to be well loved by Disney lovers and kiddos alike. Here's the back of her hair, and you can kind of see how the hair is pulled up into the bun. And here is the back of the dress. As you can see, it's got a lot of volume to it, which is great, but that also means I don't really like the texture of it. And here I just wanted to show you that along with her unique skin tone, her body fabric is also made to match that unique skin tone. So the body fabric is new as well. And she's got her own cotton underwear to match. The dress, on the other hand, is made out of satin. It is very stiff. It stands up on its own completely, which is interesting. And it is very crinkly. I don't like the texture of it. It feels and looks kind of cheap because of this fabric. I'm not really quite sure why they use that, but it does remind me of my kids' Halloween costumes. We did the Little Mermaid this past Halloween. So they were Disney costumes and they have that same material. It's just not my favorite. Her headband does have glitter that will flake off, and it's made out of plastic other than this fabric at the front, so not really the best material in my opinion. It's going to be really stiff and probably break pretty easily, but the shoes are pretty good. I really love the heel that they have on them. That is a nice touch, and then you've got some gold trim or gold detail around it. It matches the dress. No complaints here. They're not anything too special. The necklace is nice though. It is a nice like gold looking chain. Not real gold, obviously, not real Swarovski crystals, but hey, it's nice and could have been way cheaper feeling. She's got some nice yellow gloves to match her dress. And here is her hair coming out of the net. So I knew I didn't want to leave it in the net. I knew I wanted you guys to see what her hair looks like out of the net. And I knew that I didn't necessarily want her to stay Princess Tiana at all times. So here it comes out of the net. Again, it is not sewn in, so it's very easy to get out of the net. It's just a matter of getting it recurled once you take it out. The hair didn't really like coming out of the bun. It wanted to stay up. So what I did is I like wet it super wet and brushed it out. Here's what it looks like brushed out. And then here's what it looks like after curling using the Doll Studio by Chris's method. He did just release a video on this, which I'm going to link in my description below. I would highly recommend following his tutorial. He is the expert when it comes to doll hair. So definitely check that one out. Next, we're going to take a look at some comparisons of her with other dolls in my collection. A lot of these were requested by you guys over on AGIG. So first of all, of course, Claudie. Now, these two look so different, especially in person. The only thing that they really share is a face mold. So obviously they have the same face mold, but their skin tones are different. Tiana's got more of that warmer undertone to hers and is much lighter. She has much lighter eyes. She has different lip paint, different hair. As you can see, Claudie has more of a black, super dark brown coil, and Tiana has a curl. They also have different lip paint and different brow paint. So definitely very different. I've also added my CYO Ren in this shot because she is tone 30. So Claudie is tone 35, the darkest skin tone, and Ren is the second darkest skin tone. So you can see Tiana here compared to both those girls and see that her skin tone is definitely much warmer than those other two tones. Now, it's not orange, and it definitely looks a little bit more orangey on camera than it does in real life, but it is definitely very warm. So one comparison that I wanted to show you is going to be Tiana with Maritza, because Maritza is another doll that a lot of folks look at and say, oh, she looks orange. So here she is with tone 25 Maritza. So that is going to be kind of the warmer medium skin tone. There's those two together. I would say Tiana might be a smidge warmer, but overall they're both nice, beautiful warm tones. Here I've added in Yvette so that you can see the number 20 skin tone next to her as well. So again, Yvette is tone 20, Maritza is tone 25, and then there's Tiana in the middle. She's definitely warmer than both of them, but not too warm. So somebody requested to see her with Cecile skin tone wise. I don't have Cecile, but here's Sonali. They have the same skin tone. And here she is with number 26. So number 26 has the old medium skin tone and curly hair. Here she is with my newest gal, Forest, number 127. Way different, but both absolutely gorgeous. Both have eyes that pop against their skin tone. Somebody wanted to see her hair with Caroline's curls, so there that is. They're pretty similar, but Tiana's hair definitely has a lot more volume to it. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at Tiana's work dress. This is my favorite out of all of the Disney outfits that they released because it can be used as just like a regular outfit for a historical character, a modern character, mix and match it a little bit. It's got a lot of really good pieces. My favorite being this little coat, this little twill jacket, whatever you want to call it. I will say it is a little bit thinner than I expected, but I still really love the fabric on it, and I love the floral detail. You guys have probably picked up on my love for floral by now. It's my favorite, but this dress, again, also a little bit thinner than I would have expected. It's made out of just like a regular cotton that you might find at any hobby store, and it does have some nice detailing on the collar and on the sleeve, some ruching here and there, but not as thick as I would have liked, especially because it's going on a doll that has a bit of darker skin that is now going to be able to be seen through the dress. The hat, though, is actually pretty thick. It's thicker than the coat. It's lined, which is really good, and it holds its own shape very well. The shoes are not black like I would have thought. They are actually like a very dark navy blue. They're kind of like a pointed Mary Jane, and they have a little bow detail. I really do love the shoes, and I think that they're going to be a nice basic to have in my collection, which is always a plus. We have the accessory, which you get this plate. It's plastic, but it's nice thick plastic. And then you get 3 beignets, which actually somebody on Instagram pointed out that they fit in the pocket. So I tried that. They've got their little powdered sugar on them, and they're pretty substantial feeling. They do not feel cheap by any means. They are not squishy, and they fit on the plate very nicely. Now here is beautiful Tiana in her work dress. Again, like I mentioned, I really do like the hat because it does feel pretty sturdy. It holds its weight well. The colors of this outfit are my jam. I love, love, love this sage green, this almost canary yellow. Just gorgeous. And the floral detailing on the collar is such a nice addition to what could have been a more plain outfit. Love the little bit of floral embroidery on that coat. Looks really good and ties in nicely with the dress. The dress actually does hold its shape very well too. And the shoes are a nice, beautiful basic shoe. And of course, the accessory being beignets just makes me feel so happy for some reason. I feel like it adds to the value of this set. I love that it ties into her story, and I think it was the perfect accessory for this outfit. So once I was done grabbing all of my footage for this review, I knew that it was time to redo her lips. I went back and forth on this, but ultimately decided that she's my doll and I'm going to do what I want, even if I'm slightly afraid of doing it. So she is very gorgeous by herself without any modifications, but when I think of Tiana from the movies, I'm thinking of her beautiful full red lips, and these lips just are not giving me the same vibes at all. So I decided I would go ahead and start with painting over the old lips, although I would have liked to have widened the lip shape, and I may still do that at one point. I just was a little scared of taking off the original lip paint. It has this kind of metallic sheen to it, and I know that if I paint over it, that's not going to entirely go away, and so kind of extending that lip line down further would be more difficult without removing it. So I'm getting started by going in with some floating medium for acrylic paint, some matte floating medium, and some matte acrylic paint from Craft Smart in the shade Brick Red. I've mixed those two together, and now I am going over her original lip paint with this very fine detail brush. I do have a full tutorial for redoing lip paint here on my channel and on my Instagram. I'll go ahead and get that linked for you guys, but I do plan on redoing that at some point because I originally made that video as a tutorial for Instagram, so it had to be kind of quick and not long form format, and I had just converted it over to YouTube when I created my channel, so I'll be redoing it at some point, but go there if you want more information. Otherwise, I'll just kind of be giving a brief overview here in this video to share a little bit of my process. So, the reason that I'm using floating medium specifically and not just going in with straight up acrylic paint is for a couple of reasons. First of all, when you add the floating medium, it goes on a little bit more like a watercolor, so you can build up layers of this and get it to the way you want versus just putting on a thick glob of paint. I feel like you can really see brush strokes when you just go in with regular old acrylic paint, and this gives you the opportunity to really get rid of any brush strokes. You'll see that even as I go in, I go back over it and then dry off my paintbrush a little bit and go back over it again, just because I don't want this to be streaky. I want it to be nice and matte. I also go in around the teeth and inside the mouth, just so I can kind of create that color all over the lip. Now, I am not perfect at maintaining perfect lip lines. I have not done this that many times to where I feel like I'm completely confident about it. I definitely have learned a few tricks here and there, and this is by far so much better than a lot of my original tries. So I would say that I'm getting a lot more confident about this. So confident, in fact, that I went ahead and tried it on Tiana. I am definitely very happy with the way it turned out. I think I could have been a little bit more perfect with it, and I may eventually decide that I want to completely redo the lip shape, but for now, it's a huge improvement, and I'm excited to go ahead and get some pictures of her with her new lip color. So here is how Tiana turned out. I've also got a before and after photo here for you. And while I have this before and after photo on the screen, I'm just going to quickly answer some questions that I got from you guys on AGIG on Tiana and basically address the ones that I didn't already cover in this video. Got a couple of questions on her eyebrows. They just say, hey, how do they compare to other dolls? Are they unique? And from what I can tell, yes, they are unique. They are different from Claudie's eyebrows, and they're also different from like Jasmine's and seemingly from the other princesses as well. I'll have to take a look a little bit closer when I get the other two, but as far as I can tell, they are a unique brow. Someone was curious about her skin tone next to Jasmine's. I don't have Jasmine. Probably won't get her, I don't know, but Tiana's skin tone is darker from what I've seen. I'll see if I can find the post of somebody who has posted both of them together and link that in my description if I can. Another question I got is, would you get Claudie or Tiana? And for me, it's a ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both, you know? But I do realize that a lot of people limit their collections, and some people might only want one of each face mold. Now, Tiana does have a unique to her skin tone, and that is very appealing to me as a collector who likes to collect each feature of the dolls. But I do kind of overall prefer Claudie's complexion and Claudie's eye color. So it really just boils down to personal preference. I will say that if you're a person who likes to spend their money on things that are important to them, think about, do you want to spend your money to support the American Girl with Disney line, or do you want to spend your money to support the American Girl historical line? Which dolls do you think are going to sell better? Tiana might sell a little bit better because she's a Disney princess, whereas Claudie might not because she is a historical, and not only that, a historical that they have ignored and not been advertising as much. So if I were to recommend a doll based on that, about where maybe I want your money to go, probably Claudie. So it just depends on personal preference. They are both very unique from each other and both very beautiful dolls. You can't go wrong. I got lots of questions regarding styling her hair. And again, I've already mentioned his video, but Chris from the Doll Studios by Chris has done an amazing job talking about her hair and Cinderella's. I will link that in the description below. That is how I personally do my curls. He uses a combination of water, a rat tail comb, and a toothbrush, essentially, to do it. So go check out his video. He's amazing, and he'll show you exactly what to do. I'm pretty sure I answered the rest of the questions, or at least addressed the topics throughout the rest of the video, but if you do have any other questions, definitely feel free to leave them in the comments below or message me on Instagram. You guys know by now I'm always happy to help if I can. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching. It means the world to me that you're here. And if you have not clicked subscribe yet, I would definitely encourage you to do so. Ariel and Cinderella are both on their way to me now as we speak. So once I get those dolls, I will do the same thing. I'll review them and get those doll comparisons for you guys. I also have a review of Truly Me 125 coming. So stay tuned for that and a ton of more videos to come. So we'll speak soon, but until then, take care of yourselves. Bye guys.